Hey guys, unfortunately for the last time, probably, this is Dr. B. So this is a little exam 5 review. Kind of short, but just to give you a little bit of heads up about what you're going to see. So exam 5 obviously has, basically immune system stuff. There'll be longer questions about 5 immunoglobulins, IgM, A, D, G, and E. As well as the hypersensitivities, 1, 2, 3, and 4, ELISA testing and DNA fingerprinting. And also don't forget from the syllabus, these particular diseases, you want to really just know the fundamentals, like a flashcard of them would be, enough to, just to kind of, are they bacterial, are they viral, are they protozoan, what are they, what do they affect, basically. To go through, I would think the best way to do this obviously is to go to the exam. So let me go to the syllabus first, just to kind of refresh your memory on the extra part. So this is the part also that's going to be on there as well. You do not need to read those chapters. This is what they're in. These are the specific diseases in those chapters where if I were you, I would go through and kind of know, be able to recognize these particular viruses and bacterial infections and protozoan infections. So on that note, let me just go right to the exam and go through some of those questions as well as some other ones you're going to see. So here's a really good question. Basically, it tests your understanding of the different types of immunity. So in this case, an artificial active immunity would be which of the following. I will give you the answers to this one, but just to give you an idea about the thinking on these four. There's natural and there's artificial and there's active and there's passive. It's the 4 types of immunities. Excuse me. So basically you have, under this particular scenario, you have your active and passive, again, your artificial and your natural. So artificial obviously would be an unnatural action, and of course natural would, and then there's passive and active. And active is when the organism is producing its own antibodies, and passive is when they're given to the organism. So if we look at the idea of something that's active, so if it's active, that means that the human, if we'll call it, is producing his or her own antibodies. Artificial would be something that's not a natural scenario. So the answer is not A. That would be a natural active, because getting chickenpox infection is a natural thing. However, the answer to this particular question is going to be B. And the reason why is a vaccine is not natural, it's artificial. But it triggers an immune response to chickenpox, and that immunity is the person producing their own antibodies, so that is active. And that's why that would be particularly the question. So, for example, if we talk about the third one, giving a person immune serum globulins to chickenpox after exposure to the disease. So this one would obviously, if you think about it, you're just giving the person antibodies, right? And so giving someone antibodies through a serum is not natural, and therefore that would be an artificial passive. Just to give you kind of an example of the 4. This one is a question that is an NCLEX style. And NCLEX is the exam you're going to have to take to be a nurse. And so, I always strive to kind of make there would be some questions related to the style that you would see. So that's why I'm kind of showing you this one ahead of time. You can just go ahead and read that and pause the video and see if you can kind of figure that out. But you're going to get a couple on that. That's part 1 and that's part 2. And this is a lot of the types of questions that you're going to see when you take your boards, basically. So there's another one I wanted to kind of show you. Since there are 70 questions on this exam, I'm going to show you 2 of the disease ones and then a couple of the open-ended as well. So this is an example of a question I would ask you about keratitis. So again, it's straight up, it's fundamentally what keratitis is. So if you were to make a flashcard about it, you'd be able to know the cause of it, which is nice. And here's one about meningitis. So fundamentally the idea of meningitis. So this is the level of the question that you need to be able to answer for the diseases per se. This is one of the questions, empty of course, pertaining to the particular antibodies and function of them. So you can see here clearly that definitely, if you're like, oh, I don't remember what the shape is, well, that's fine. It has to do with what you see under it. So this is, so basically you might be doing, oh, I don't know, maybe something like that. Hint, hint. Um, so just to give you a generalized idea, that's what a lot of these are. There's no necessarily typing on this particular exam. A lot of it is going to be drag and drop or choosing from a list. So as usual, you can see, and by the way, thank you to those of you who've been not only Zooming with me, but keeping in touch and telling me how much you appreciate that the exam study guides actually reflect the exams. And some of you said, unfortunately, a lot of your other ones don't. I do appreciate that very much. So that's why I do this. So once again, this exam study guide is directly linked to your test and what you have to know. So just, again, spend some time. And don't forget, by the way, the exam, you get 2 days to take it. You can take it Monday or you can take it Tuesday. I'm going to go through and look at the lab practicals this Sunday, and then I'm going to make sure that I send those grades out accordingly if any of them need to be changed. But if I do not talk or Zoom with any of you, it's been a pleasure. I know that most of you will probably be going on to I'm assuming the BB School of Nursing, where you will have my wife. And my last little bit of information about her is make sure you're prepared for a clinical pre-conference. That's how I'm going to leave the course. So, all right, good luck, and let me know if you need any help.